Welcome to the Spiritual AF Life podcast, a magical place where your host, Heather Danielle, psychic medium, will bring the mystical woo-woo world down to earth in practical ways. Tune in every Monday for your weekly reading and on Wednesdays to hear fascinating conversations with spiritual experts, uplifting stories, and deep dives into the metaphysical world, all to help you tap into the invisible guidance that's all around you. It's time to start living a spiritual AF life. Get cozy. The conversation is starting now.
Welcome back to the Spiritual AF Life podcast. Happy that you are joining me for today's divine forecast, where I will be giving you some cards from our spirit guides for the week ahead using one of my many oracle decks. And today, the winner is Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette and Reid. This is a deck that I've had in my stash for, oh my gosh, such a long time. And you know what? I don't know the reason why I don't use it more often. I know I say this a lot with a lot of my card decks, but I really, really love this card deck. And I remember when I first got it, I just thought that the art on it was just so interesting and it's very abstract. And I don't know, I just thought it was really mesmerizing and really, really cool. So I am going to be pulling the cards for Monday through Friday. Ooh, some of the cards are already coming up. It's going to be awesome. And I actually, before I tell you the cards that came up for this week, I have them face down, so even I don't even know, is I felt really guided to also give us a card from Everyday Miracles, and this is by Robert and Holly Holden, or Holden, I guess you could say, and two cards actually just came jumping out, so I have to give you both of them because this could be a message straight to you, straight for you. And it says, "The past is over. It cannot touch me." Ooh, I love it. And it says, "All of your past except its beauty is gone and nothing is left but a blessing." This can be a tough one to swallow. And right now I don't feel like Spirit is saying, oh, you have to look for the silver lining. You have to look for the good, the bad that you had dealt with. You know, I don't feel like they're talking about that. I feel like they're trying to say is, you're okay now. You are safe now. It is okay to love. It is okay to trust. It is okay to keep going. It's okay to move forward. It is okay not to keep hashing it out. You don't have to keep doing everything you need to do to try and heal from the past. It's almost like instead of like talking about it, healing from it, you know, you can do those things if you're guided to do it, but it's almost like the most important part that Spirit is saying right now is to see how it's affecting your daily life and then changing your perspective on it. And instead of saying, okay, this is something that, you know, you play over and over in your head, this is something that happened to me and it's part of my story. And now I have moved on. Now I am something else. I am something different. I am no longer plagued by what happened. And something that's coming up to me right now is like the movies. The movies, you know, you might have a girl and something really bad happens to her and, you know, it's sad and it's horrible, but then you notice that her journey unfolds and other things happen. And then all of a sudden she becomes a different person. And then that part of her past is such a small part anymore that it doesn't really, it's not that it doesn't matter anymore, but it's almost like, yeah, it doesn't have that big hold on her. And that's a really big thing that Spirit is trying to bring up to us for this week, for this month, for lots of months, okay, until we get it handled, okay? And the other card that came up was, "Fear is not justified in any form." And it says here, "The Holy Spirit will help you reinterpret everything that you perceive as fearful and teach you that only what is loving is true." Oh my gosh, this is like speaking right to my heart. I hope it's speaking right to your heart. But basically is that a lot of times our fear is of the unknown. The fear is of the things that we don't understand. But when we keep on going forward and we keep on peeling back the layers, everything that we think that we're scared of, everything that we think is scary is not really that scary at all. And this is what this is talking about, is that only love is truly true. And I know that you can be like, oh my God, no, Heather, there's like all these horrible things and people and those kinds of stuff. Have you ever heard that the people who hurt people are the people that are basically further away from God's love, God's source, God's energy. And that's why they need more love, because they're so far away. They're so distant that they forgot about who they are, where they're coming from. And then they're taking out their anger, their hurt, their pain, or whatever it is on other people. So it really does make sense, but it actually is a really high and difficult concept to really get. So if you get it now, then good, you get it. If you're still like, Heather, I don't believe that, then it's okay. That's not part of your journey right now. Maybe you'll get there. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll be one of those people that is not supposed to be getting it this time around, because you're supposed to be fighting for the good and that kind of thing. I don't know about you, but I feel like we're getting like really into the spiritual weeds. Just take it. Absorb it, whatever has come to you, whatever has resonated with you, that is good. If you have any more questions or you're still confused, then just let it go, and then it'll come back to you when it's supposed to make sense. Okay, so now we're getting right into this week's reading. Oh my gosh, and it is number 23, and it is the card Peace. And I just have to tell you that I just think it's so ironic that I have not picked up this card deck. And 23 is my husband's birthday. And just last night, he was talking about someone that he used to serve with, and her name was Peace. Oh my gosh. Is that not the funniest thing? Because now here's 23 is him, and then all of a sudden Peace, and that's her name. So just to let you know, it is number 86 and 87 in the guidebook, just in case that resonates with you. And so it says here, it doesn't get any better than this. A quiet mind, a heart fulfilled, freedom from want, and the soul satisfaction. The way to peace is through radical acceptance. Everything in your world is exactly as it should be. Harmony is beautiful. Enjoy it. Woo. So right now, this is talking about on Monday, hopefully, fingers and toes crossed, that hey, it's going to be peaceful. Enjoy the peace. Enjoy the harmony. Enjoy that things are not chaotic or crazy or anything like that. Just find that time, if you can, to read that book, to listen to that song, to go for the walk. Now, if you are in the midst of chaos, then this is probably telling you to go and find that peace. Maybe it's going to be by taking that walk, going to a park, going on a bike ride, getting away and finding your peace. Now, I am not huge on affirmations. I'm really not that big. I'm more of an action taker, okay? Because action gets things done. But I do know that affirmations do work. It's just that I haven't practiced them myself, except for one. And if you want to call us an affirmation. But I wear a necklace, and I think about it now, man, I've been wearing my necklaces. I have two that I wear all the time, one more than the other recently, but I always have the clasp. And it comes down and it goes where my pendant is. Do you know what I'm talking about? How it keeps on moving. It's supposed to be behind your neck, but the little clasp keeps on coming down to where your pendant is. And so anytime that my clasp came down where my pendant is, I always made a wish. So I'm not sure if you do this, but I always did it. It's time to make a wish. And so for about 10 to 15 years now, every time that has happened, I made a wish for inner peace. I was like, I wish for inner peace. I wish for inner peace. So several times a day, I'm wishing for inner peace. Well, God didn't give me inner peace. What he did was he brought forth like books and things like that talked about inner peace and how to get the inner peace. And so then every time that I was thinking about inner peace, when I moved my clasp back to behind my neck, I would think about something that I learned on how I could get that inner peace. And guess what? I did it. I actually have inner peace. So now I was like, okay, what else do I want to wish for? World peace, maybe. But it's like, yes, inner peace, inner peace, inner peace. And just so you know, the way that I got my inner peace was by taming my thoughts. You can do that through meditations, guided meditations, walking meditations. You can do it through journaling. You can get it through even therapy, but you have to be getting some of those thoughts out of your mind to make space in between them. All right. So on Monday, hopefully, it is going to be a good day. All right. So on Tuesday, it's the opposite. Oh my gosh. I'm just like looking at this card right now. It is number 37 and it is Never Ending Story. And on it, like, there's like this fairy girl and she has her hand like up around her head, like just shaking her head like, are you kidding me? More of this BS. It is hilarious. So it's so funny that we get peace and then all of a sudden we're getting Never Ending Story. Like, It's just hilarious. So, like I said, it is a number 37, but in the guidebook, it is 140 and 141. All right. And it says here that there is a story woven through the imperfect fabric of life that tells us of hurt and loss, rejection and humiliation, self-loathing, arrogance, and all manner of suffering born of an unnecessary dramas. It is the old story whose refrain is that you cannot do this, must not go there, should not say that, lest your world come crumbling down. Today, know that none of this is actually true. The sky is not falling. The voice you hear is just a small, scared, conditioned part of you that got stuck in a lie, wants to protect you, and needs you to be seen as a victim. Love that lost a piece of you. Fear is all it knows. Distorted guidance is preventing you from being your true self. You are not your story, and the narrator is simply a voice of your fearful part, small and vulnerable and easily soothed. What it's talking about is the ego voice. That ego voice is usually, for most of us, it's going to be the louder voice. It's going to, try and keep us in a box. It's going to try and keep us, more confined. I always think of the ego voice as the father from the Croods movie. So, the Croods, the Disney movie, it's like, no, you will go out there and you will, whatever you want to do and you will die. Oh my God, that is the ego voice. The ego's like, no, don't go out there. And the ego, if you are smart, right? If you are smart, if you are intelligent, if you are creative, if you are clever, then just know that your ego voice is also as equally creative and clever and can give some really, really good excuses and reasons on why that you should not do that thing that you are thinking about doing. Whether it's, a job, relationship, move, or whatever like that. That ego voice gets really strong and then it gives you really, really good reasons on why not to do it because it's still a part of you. So it's really, really good sometimes. It's a really good manipulator. But just know that the ego's voice is to protect you because it doesn't want to see you hurt. But sometimes it's like, hey, I have to take that risk. I have to take that choice. That is why we're here, to take risks, to make choices, not to live our lives on a couch watching TV, okay? Even though that is fun AF. All right, so another thing about Tuesday, though, is it's talking about stop getting into dramas, okay, with people. Honestly, that's really what it's about. It's like, don't let other people's dramas and things like that, infect your life, okay? And I know you might say, oh, Heather, I don't have a choice, and blah, 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 blah. You always have a choice. I know it sucks. You don't have to, tell them, oh, I'm never talking to you again, or you're too much drama. That's just going to put fuel on the fire. Is that what it is called? No, just don't do it. Just simply start to become unavailable. All right, you get busy, you got something else to do, whatever it is. If anything, on Tuesday, you're just going to have to really shield yourself, shield your energy, and just try not to get caught up in the small things. And something else, too, is that if you have people around you that are always needy, they're energy vampires, they're taking your energy, maybe they don't even realize it, you need to get some other good people around you, and and you got bigger things you have bigger things on your plate, okay? You got stuff on your plate, too. And putting other people's stuff on your plate is just, we got to stop doing that. All right, so let's move on to Wednesday's card. Oh, man, is this week going to be up and down or what? When in the world are the retrogrades happening? Because I know there's 7 freaking planets going to be in retrograde this summer, and it's ooh, that's going to be a lot of fun, isn't it? All right, so number 16 is Wednesday, and it's all that glitters, and in the guidebook, it's number 60 and 61. And it says, a need to see beyond the superficial. The desire to don a mask or dress something up to disguise its true nature. Trying to be something you're not. Chasing after every sparkling new thing. Being mercurial. Ooh, I like it. But basically, I'm not getting that. I'm getting this. I'm getting that there's a woman in spirit that's looking down, that's really, really trying to help you see your self-worth, okay? That you are worthy, that you can do anything that you set your mind to. And this is not just jibber jabber. I know you freaking heard that before. I have too, okay? And believe me, they're talking to me just as they're talking to you right now. And it's almost like you hear things so often, but you forget the true meaning of them. You truly deserve whatever it is you want. And this woman in spirit is really saying, hey, I want you to stop settling. Stop settling. Stop making excuses for yourself, other people, for your life. And the thing is that your life and what you think that you want might be totally different than what will actually happen because You might not realize it, but what you actually want, when you get it, it's not really what you want. So how you figure out is you start taking steps to see if that's what you truly want. And if you're confused by that, just let me tell you this really quick. I always thought that my dream was to just go live abroad or something, maybe backpack around Europe, backpack the world. Like, wouldn't that be so cool? I'm in, I don't know why, but Nepal is coming up, and then Mongolia, and then maybe I can even stop by, India, and then just see how, my heart feels, and, meet all these people. And I always thought that was my favorite thing to do. And I always wanted to do that until recently. I've been traveling and I realized I don't want to do that. Okay, like backpacking? Oh my God, I need a chiropractor wearing a freaking, backpacking that much. And I love meeting new people, but I don't know. Sometimes I'm just so introverted and I want to get away. And I love having a home and I love having the nighttime to, have a little time with my husband and my family and just wind down. And I don't know, long story short, I traveled a lot and I don't want to travel anymore. That's basically it. And my goal now is to maybe find a place to live that's a little bit more exciting than where I'm living now. But then again, I don't know. I do love my house. And now I have this really cool, coffee spot in my house that has a wine spot. And now I'm like, I just want to wake up and have coffee because that's really cool. So maybe that's what I truly want. So what I'm trying to say is that what you truly want, this big giant thing that you want, is that truly what you want? Start taking little baby steps and doing things towards it, and it may become more clear that is truly what you want to do, and then you can go ahead and create more things, more steps to be able to make that come true. Or it could be the opposite, like me, and it's like, nope, that's not really what I want. That's what I thought I wanted, but I truly don't want it. The biggest thing here, though, is knowing that you are worthy and you can start taking the next steps. So you got to figure it out. What is that next step? Maybe going ahead and, what do they call it, reverse engineering it. Being, okay, this is where I want to go. All right, how in the world do I get there? Whether it's a relationship, a job, all those things. Basically, we already know some of the things and steps that we can do. Maybe writing it out will help you out and figure out, okay, this is my next step. Ooh, Thursday's card is interesting. It is number 30, which is my birthday. No, Thursday's not my birthday, but 30th of September is my birthday. And it says tick tock. It's number 112 and 113. And it says, when humans created time, everything changed and contracted. People have now come to look at life in a linear way, imagining that the past is behind them and the future is ahead of them. But what if this isn't true at all? What if everything, creativity, beauty, chaos, and order were happening now in a glorious timelessness? You have all the time in the world to co-create the life you desire, so release your agenda. Let go of your need to shape each moment to your expectations, knowing that what is yours will never be withheld from you. Miracles are here right now and always show up when you need them, right on time. Ooh, I just love this. So first off, I'm not sure if you knew that or not, but yes, time is a human kind of concept. And I'm like, yeah, of course it's a human concept. It's like, even if we didn't have clocks, we would still freaking have the sun, and you can tell the time by the sun, and the moon, but whatevs, God, right? The numbers that are coming up are also 15, 7, 13, and 14. I feel like right now, I'm a psychic giving out the lottery numbers. Somebody, please play them and see if they win. But anywho, I do really feel that time is of the essence on Thursday, and you got to put in your time, or there's going to be something to do with time. So making sure that you give yourself enough time to go to the airport, or giving yourself enough time to, make it to a meeting, things like that. We don't want you in a rush and causing more stress. So that's going to be really, really big. I also feel a lot around 10 o'clock on Thursday. I feel like I need to write this down just to see, but I feel like that's coming up. So I don't know if you have a meeting or anything like that, if you have an appointment coming up, but that is coming up. And also too, I feel like they're also saying that if you've been waiting for something, you might be able to get the answers that you've been looking for on Thursday. Okay, you will get some of those answers, a little bit of insight. It feels overall very, very good. So that is good. Now we're moving on to Friday's card. Okay, so tune in. Is Friday's card good? Or is it, wish there was a better card? Which one do you get? Okay, it is a good card. It is number 26, and it is happy. Ooh, I don't know, the girl on here kind of looks a little freaky. You should look at her when, in my opinion, okay? I don't know. I just watched Insidious last night, so she kind of gives me like one of the vibes of one of the ghosts on there. But you're going to have to look at the card. I'll make sure I post on Instagram, Facebook, and it's also going to be on Pinterest, so you might have to look at it. But anyways, it says, your desires are effortlessly fulfilled now. Find joy in the present moment, whatever is happening, and be satisfied with things as they are. You're free from the shackles of longing and able to experience the liberation that comes from actually being happy moment to moment, for you have chosen happiness over yearning for it. Now is the time for feeling joy for the sake of joy and experiencing contentment. None of this is because of something outside of yourself. Your happiness is a result of your being at one with Spirit's plan for your life. All is well. The tide is in for now. Enjoy playfully splashing in it. You heard of this before a zillion times, right? This is zillion and one. What you focus on is what you see, what you perceive. You will not be happy if you wait for something else. If you wait for fill in the blank, you have to make time to be happy now as you are. And you might have been through the ringer and have a lot of really bad things that have happened and that you're actually still going through right now. But the thing is that we really need to get you to concentrate on the good. On the good, and just be happy on the moments that you have. Like, there's so many, like, look at me, oh my gosh, so many things are like not going the right way, but it's like, I'm just focusing on those things that make me happy, just like that little coffee area that I created in my house. I can't even tell you how happy I am. Like, I just want to have coffee and just look at it because it is just the most beautiful thing on the face of the planet. Just like when I did my gym downstairs in my basement. My gym, people probably look at my gym and says, Heather, your gym sucks. Like, you can't even call it a gym because it's so lame. But you know what? It's my gym. So guess what? They can bug off. That gym makes me freaking happy. So maybe you have something like that too that can make you happy. Or it's going to be something like things throughout your day. Like, for example, whenever I accidentally like get into an accident almost, like, oh my God, they almost hit me, or oh my God, I almost hit them. I don't start freaking out and going down the road of, oh my God, I almost got into an accident. That would have been so horrible. And like, I don't think of this. I don't think of, oh my God, they're such jerks and everything else. And then I start going off on them. No, I don't. As soon as that happens, I automatically come from a place of gratitude. Oh, thank you, God. Thank you. I am safe. I am so safe. My car is okay. I can still continue on with my day. They are safe. I'm so happy that I never get to know them, because we didn't have like a fender bender or whatever it is. But anytime something even bad happens, I'm still thankful for it. So like when bills come in, I am so thankful that I get to pay my bills because I can pay my bills now. And anytime that I can pay a bill in full, I'm just so excited because once upon a time, I was having to call them up, ask them for payment arrangements, being like, what's the minimum that I can pay right now to, have you just not shut off my thing. And maybe you're going through that right now. But when I was going through that and I couldn't pay for my bills and things like that, I was concentrating on, the few hours that I got with my son. Or I remember one time I found free tickets to the Huckleberry Railroad. And I was like, oh my God, free tickets. I was so excited. And I took me and my son, even though I had to be at work at 5 o'clock at night and I had to work until 2 o'clock in the morning and stuff, me and him still spent a good 4 or 5, hours at the Huckleberry Railroad. And I remember that. And I was so grateful for that. And I think it's because, and this could be a big tip for you if you're going through a hard time, I think because I was so grateful for every little breadcrumb that I ever got is the reason why that I won things all of the time. When I was going through financial hardship, I won jewelry, I won money, I won gift baskets. I'm talking about, I won things from Walmart, Glamour Shots. I won, what was I just thinking about? There was another one. Ooh, a basket from Barnes & Noble. Basically, if there was something to win, I would be winning it. And I think it was because God was trying to give back to me some of the karma, if you will, that I was putting into the world. And because I wasn't really accepting it any other way, he would basically guide me to put my name in raffles that were free, and then I would win them. It was the craziest thing. So That's a little tip for you, but we have to find our happiness. But I do feel like you could possibly even have some good news on Friday. Maybe there's like a party going on. I do see a hummingbird, which reminds me of my former Uncle Earl. So I'm not sure if that means anything to you. Perhaps an uncle, perhaps someone named Earl, that kind of thing. I'm also seeing a lot of purple flowers, even though I don't see them on the card. Like it was something that came to me clairvoyantly. So definitely celebration time. Good card to end the week. Bam. I don't even know what I'm doing this week, so I don't know if I'm not even sure if like this makes any kind of sense. So let me look. Okay. Ooh, no, we do have office hours on the 20th. Oh, that's the 20th. Oh, yeah, on the 20th. That's going to be for the Coffee and Cards Club, so I might see you on Thursday for that. And I also have a chiropractor appointment. And so, yeah, hey, guess we're going to have to see how the week unfolds. So it was so great talking to you. I hope that you check out these cards on Facebook or on Pinterest because you got to look at them. They're kind of cool looking. And then I'll leave the link just in case you want to check them out yourself or get them yourself. It will be in the show notes. And guess what? I'm going to be seeing you on Wednesday.
Thanks for tuning in to the Spiritual AF Life podcast. You'll find all the links to resources and more in the show notes. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on the incredible episodes that are coming up.